Hey everyone, so today I wanted to do a first impressions video on the Böker Stubby Strike. It's California legal automatic. When I pulled it out of the box and I started using it, I realized that the action of the lockup is like very snappy, very fun little automatic to play with. It's got like a little bit of kick, and the lockup is very solid too for an automatic, which usually will have a little bit of wiggle in one direction or the other. This one has just ever so slightly side to side, but up and down is very solid, so I'm happy with that too. It's very small, but it feels very solid overall. The handle, I believe, is aluminum. I'll look that up and I'll correct that in the full review. But besides that, it's a very solid little build. The blade, as you could see in the Raja 2 unboxing, is actually not the sharpest. It was not the sharpest out of the box. It was pretty sharp, but it kind of it's still a serviceable edge. So although it's not the sharpest, I'm still like, you're able to do like normal tasks with it that you would generally need. Like, I'm not always shaving my arm hairs with my knives, so obviously I don't need them to be always that sharp. But pretty much, I have a box over here. I'm gonna go ahead and open this. This just came in the mail. This is what I do more than anything with my knives. Like, I would say 85 to 90% of what I do with them. And as you can see here, it's not like slicing through the tape, but I'm getting through it. It's cutting it open. So again, it's a serviceable edge. It's not the best, but I feel like sometimes when you start using knives too, to maintain a razor sharp edge it's not the easiest thing to do. It's gonna dull out pretty quickly, but as long as you can still use it to cut open things and things like that, I feel like that's good enough for me. And then I can always touch it up later if I want to bring it back to a very sharp edge. Moving on to the handle, for such a small knife, and I have small hands, so this might not apply to everybody, but I'm pretty sure it would because of the design of the handle. It gives you a very full grip. You have this really nice thumb ramp over here and a nice choil on the bottom. You can grab it many ways, and no matter how you grab it, the butt of it ends up kind of landing nicely on the center of your palm there. So if you were to make a fist with it, you have a very good grip on it. A lot of traction on the handle and everything like that, but also the fact that you're resting this up against your palm gives you a lot more, like you're connected. Your arm is connected to the knife, so you get a lot more like thrusting power this way. It's not gonna like slip forward or anything. On reverse grip, same thing. Again, I have small hands, so I can make a full fist around it and grip the top, and I have a very good grip on this thing. This is like a very surprisingly comfortable knife for the size and for you to be able to get a solid grip around. The pocket clip does kind of become a little bit of a hot spot, but this is not really like a heavy duty knife. If you're gripping it like this, it's because you don't have the correct knife for what you're doing and you just kind of have this, but sometimes that's how it is. As far as the safety goes, people have asked me about it. Safeties on automatics and things like that. I think sometimes they're necessary, but mostly they're not. I feel like if you pocket carry, it's very hard to get this to deploy in your pocket by just, having it in your pocket and pressing up against your leg or something like that. So I don't see it's very necessary for that if you're carrying it with a clip. However, if you're carrying it in a pack or loose in your pocket without the clip, maybe you have it like in a keychain, or you're using the lanyard, because it is a very small knife. Then yeah, I would use the safety, because then other items that are in your pocket or in your bag could press the button, apply enough pressure in that small surface area to deploy it. But generally, I don't have it engaged when it's in my pocket. Also, because I carry it on my right pocket tip up like this, the spine of the knife is riding up against where my pocket ends. So there's really not a lot of space at all for it to flip open that way. Lastly, this is a pretty safe knife. As you can see here, the button has to go in pretty deep for it to actually deploy. I'll show you here. Start pressing it, try to do it slowly so you can see. And I'm about halfway there. A little farther, almost all the way flush with the handle, and there it goes. See, you have to press it down like entirely for it to fire, so it's really not a safety issue, unless, like I said, you have it in a bag or in a pocket with other smaller items that could, maybe like a key or a coin, press up against this and press up against something else, and that could deploy the knife. So it's good to have the option. And I also love the look of it. The full black coloration of the knife with a little red dot there makes it look like a gun safety, which is kind of funny because it's such a small knife. Unfortunately, in California, we're not allowed to have full length automatics, so we're stuck having these little 2-inch ones. But it's becoming pretty fun to see what companies are coming out with to sell automatics in California, and this is one of the newer ones. There was always like I felt like the market had a lack of these kinds of knives, which are they're still practical. They have their place in utility and things like that. So I feel like it's kind of like a good challenge for these knife companies to come up with something that's small but very capable still, and an automatic without it breaking the law here, which is pretty strict around it. Overall, I would say this is a very affordable and practical knife for anyone looking for a mini knife with excellent capabilities. I paid about $35 for it, and I feel like that's totally worth it. I'm not expecting like the best edge retention and everything. It's just D2 is pretty standard. It's pretty like baseline, I feel like, steel. So it's not like your toughest one, but it takes a really good edge, and it's very rust resistant too. So although it's not like hair popping sharp like most of the other knives I've been acquiring lately, I'm still very satisfied with it. And I will be coming back with a full review later, just to detail my little experiences with it. If it's been good, if it's failed me, if the edge is not held up, or if I've had to sharpen it too much or whatever. That all comes with time and experience. So for now, I hope this has helped you, and I would definitely recommend this if you're looking for it, or if you have it in your cart and you just want to get some confirmation that it's actually something pretty decent. It's very decent, and I would recommend it. All right, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one, and I'll be back with more first impressions videos for now, since I got a lot of unboxings out of the way. So I'll see you guys then.